Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. I have been asked a question in one of my other mountain hiking videos why one doesn't slip when the rocks are wet, because one could still slip despite wearing hiking boots. Well, that's very true. One could slip despite the hiking boots one wears, but then there are several factors that work in one's favor when on a mountain trail. But people who are not into going off where their nose points and thus possibly into unknown, treacherous terrain often imagine or look from afar and think it's too dangerous to go out there. And as a matter of fact, their concern is justified. But like I said, there are actually some factors on mountain trails that can work in your favor. First, there is the scree. The smashed rock debris formed as a result of falling boulders and even whole big mountainsides, which then get strewn along the trails. In fact, I consider these a gift because you want them to be there on your track. They may slow you down a bit, but then they are better than having to trudge on a muddy track, or on a track that would get muddy in the event of rain later on into your hike, which is an extremely unpredictable phenomenon on mountains. The surface of the scree fragments could be slippery when wet, but then their jagged and irregular shapes effectively provide what I would call a carpet of crampons laid out for you on the trail by nature, because they provide traction for your boot soles. Okay, so when it's snowed or fresh, it's still kind of fine because the powdery snow still has a lot of air spaces amongst its molecules. And so when you step on it, it crushes your boots, and that kind of crunchy pressing also helps with providing some traction. However, when the track is being trod by several hikers at the same time, two other things happen. When the frequent crushing creates slush, that becomes rather skiddy. It's very much like a loose layer then, and combined with the wet stone or scree surface of the track below, it can be dangerous if you're not careful. It's in such situations that your hiking stick would really come in handy because it has a little slush, snow and mud rubber cap or basket at the bottom just above its boot tip. When your trekking pole plunges into mud, for instance, it helps create a bit of momentary vacuum that then sucks and tends to grip whatever traction it can generate from within the mud. So that can provide that tiny window to arrest your fall or help you stabilize your legs or body. Then there is the other situation, depending on the chill or fast cooling weather, in which that snow or slush would turn into ice. Now that is very, very dangerous if you went in with only your hiking boots and not crampons or such gear. Now, as regards the trekking or hiking boots restricting one's movement, not really. Much depends on the choice of boot you've made. These days they're pretty much light, but remember that mountain and rock climbing boots may be comparatively a bit heavier because of the grueling job they're meant to do. Plus, a mountaineer would want them because they are built to carry heavy loads, to attach crampons to them when trudging through snow, and for them to be able to withstand the extreme elements over prolonged periods of time that a mountaineering expedition would inevitably entail. So their soles are hard too, but I personally barely ever or don't do extreme mountaineering sport, so I won't say any more about it than this. But for the kind of hiking or trekking that I do, I prefer to wear the comparatively lightweight ones, but ensure they are of top quality all round. And to be honest, I find them pretty comfortable. They have relatively softer but quite weather-wearing soles, and some can have soft plates within the midsoles which allow for your foot to comfortably wrap around rocks and tree roots on uneven terrain. The other thing about proper and full hiking boots is that they have this ankle padding, which when laced properly is a godsend to save your ankles from getting twisted. I mean, they are such support. Of course, in addition to reducing the risk of filling your boots with mud or water and even scrapes and possible snake or leech or insect bites, when you might need to trudge through brooks, rivulets and streams, depending on what kind of hike you've undertaken. Now, having said what I've said, despite everything, every care, every precaution, and nice and grippy hiking boots and soles, I must say that one can still slip and fall and fail. Because when I'm in the mountains, I always remember something that my dad once said to me when we were stuck in a safari in Kenya almost 38 or 40 years ago. He said that dimensional creation, whether terrestrial or celestial, does not exist by itself, but is the outcome of a cohesive power, unexplainable in dimensional terms. But I'm going to leave that story for another video. So that's some of my response to your question. Thank you for asking. Do remember to subscribe to my channel and make a comment if you wish for more chat and some intriguing adventure and other stories. I'm Hasan Shikoh.
Masoom, Masoom, that's very slippery. Take this rock route on your right. Yeah, Masoom, take this route on your right. That's full spray. It's muddy. It's slippery. Take the right one. This one on your right. No, no, just on your right. Clamber. Yes. All fours. Yeah, yeah, yeah.